than enough time since we did build the newest part of our city and had that missing highway interchange connection to this new area, and the traffic is piling up. We have a new industry area in there which isn't helping us at all, and I think this is the time where we can go back and finish that connection so the industry and this new area around here get some new connections to the highway. So this is where we are. This is the new industry area, and as you can see on the top of the screen here, the connection that we have to do, and we actually have that unfinished just there, so we can remember this roundabout here is going to go because we won't need that anymore. So what I'll end up building here would be a T interchange, so nothing special, nothing major. I think the biggest challenge here is actually arriving in the city, which I'm changing right now for a highway. And also we have this train line on the right side here, so this new highway going from left to right had to go underneath. So that's my main concern, that, and I'm trying to make sure that everything aligns properly before we actually start building all those connections. And now I will use the Move It mod to sanction that highway, and I'll make sure that I have that on a height that actually don't cause any issues for us. I think there are two things here that I will have to do at a later stage. One, if you see in between those highways, there is some sort of elevation, and I haven't fixed that. I completely forgot about that. And the second thing is that in some points there are, when you put down some roads in some, and you force them on a specific elevation with the Move It mod, sometimes it just has some glitch in the game and doesn't show anything, just show like a blue background. And I have that in some areas, and I have to fix that as well. So as a reminder, this episode was recorded on a live stream, and this is the edited version for that. And if you want to see my live stream, I usually live stream twice or sometimes 3 times a week, and it's usually at night on Australian Standard Time. And just subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so you see when I'm live, and you can join and we can have a conversation while we build things, and you can also help shaping what I'm building, so with your suggestions. Now what I'm doing here, I'm using the node controller so I can get that slope correct. So in that node there we had a flat junction, and using node controller I was able to make sure that it was going on an angle. If you don't know how to use node controller or what it is, please check the video in the corner of the screen right now, where I explain what node controller is and how to use that as well. So I'm doing the other side of the interchange now, where we have the connection to the highway going into that main, let's call it main highway on the left side. And although this one getting out of this area, I don't think this is going to be used as much, this ramp that I just added, unless for the trucks that are leaving the industrial area here at the bottom. So I think that's the idea there. As you can see, there's a lot of trucks coming into the city through that highway, and these new connections will help that out. Not only this one, but the other one that I will do just after this. So it's a double interchange, more or less. They're not together, but we'll have another connecting point that will just serve the industry area. And I quite like how this looks. It looks pretty nice. I'll do some lane management later on as we go and make sure that everything is properly set up. I'll reduce the number of lanes in the highway that we have there. Although we have a lot of cars, that doesn't mean necessarily that we need that many lanes, because they just use one lane anyway. So yeah, that tells you a lot. I'm again using load controller to make sure that those junctions, they are spaced out and the speed for the cars going into those junctions are good enough. And yeah, hopefully that will help us out. Now for in the industry area, we do have a challenge, which is this train line here for the cargo station. And because of that, we actually have to go up instead of down in here. So that'll be interesting, because you go from an elevated highway into a sunken highway, and this looks interesting. So underneath we will have this roundabout, and I'm bracing that roundabout so when we make connections to it, it doesn't lose its shape. And after we finish, I'll remove all those extra roads inside the roundabout there. What I'm looking now here, I don't remember what I was looking at those options, but I think I was just talking with someone in the chat and they were asking to see all the public transportation options that we had. And now I'm elevating this road and making sure that we have enough space underneath for all the trucks and cars to go through without having any hiccups. And I'm also making sure that we have a nice slope here into this area. I didn't quite like this flat area. I was trying to manually change it and I got it right. So node controller again came to save the day. It's like, if you haven't been using it, it's fantastic. I think node controller and intersection marking tool, they are my favorite mods, along with move it, of course, because I always use that as well. So there we go, we have that pathway there now. I'm just removing all that zoning inside the roundabout. We don't want anyone in the roundabout. And what I will start doing now, I'll work on the connection to the highway. So instead of going outwards, because we don't have much space in that roundabout, we actually made a very small roundabout there. I don't know if that's gonna work in the long term. We might have to change that, but the idea is the same there. So what I did, I actually split how the traffic goes in here. As you can see, one will go underneath the highway and connect on the left, and the other one will come between those two elevated highways there down into the roundabout. I think just trying something different instead of using the same model over and over again, where everything just looked the same. And I think I'm happy with the result there so far. Traffic is flowing and we don't have any issues in that area. So now I'm working on the slope here again, and I wasn't really happy with the way the slope was looking, but after playing a little bit around with these ramps, and not ramp, the elevated highway and the node controller, I think I got it right. And then I'll start working, as I mentioned before, on the number of lanes there, doing some lane mathematics. In a few places, you will see that the lane mathematics isn't accurate, but let's see how that goes. I think we can change the rules sometimes, and I'm just trying to make it look a little bit nicer, and changing the number of lanes in a few of those places would make it look kind of weird or a bit too much. Like, for example, we have I think 4 lanes coming into here, and I didn't want when connecting the road there to move that to a 5. So I think what I ended up doing, I changed the lane after that connection to 3. So I decreased the number of lanes instead of increasing. And I was quite happy with that. I think it looked better. And again, some of this place we won't have the lane mathematics completely done, but it will work nevertheless. So that's actually looking pretty good. Now we haven't forgot about this train line cutting through the road there. So what I'm gonna do, I will sink the train line this time. Look at that blue background there. I don't know if you saw that, but that's what I meant by those glitches in the game. So yeah, I'll have to fix that. Probably I'll use the key as I used on the train line on the other side, and I think that will look good. And then I made a very nice and easy slope for the train, because they're trains and we don't usually have like huge ramps on train lines. So yeah, making sure here that we have enough space again, and this all looks good. Then making sure that we have a nice slope and that it's all properly connected. So yeah, I think we still need to do some work here with detailing. It doesn't look quite right for me yet, but I think at least the roads, they are correct, and I'm happy with that. It's just a matter of actually adding some detailing, and we will do that later. Now I'm making sure that we have node controller setting up all these junctions again, so they have a smoother transition between the main road into the roundabout and off of that. And I've moved to the beach side here, where I will actually extend this area a little bit. So we have all these high residential in here. I'm not building anything on the side of the beach there, but in the middle there, what I actually want to do is extend this park. I think that'll be a really nice area to have a bigger park. We have this empty area in here, and I've extended it all the way to that junction there, but I will extend it further down to the right side there. So let's increase the size of the park here. And as you can see, as I do this, all the buildings are upgrading and getting more entertainment. So quite happy with the result there. I think this worked in our favor. And yeah, I just hope everyone is happy with the changes that we are doing to this area. And I like that we are doing on every episode, we grow something, we do a little bit extra. I think it's nice to see the city growing and getting more population, getting more areas, more entertainment, more industry, and I think everything is starting to come back alive. And again, I really like that. So a few trees there on our park. I won't go over the board as I did on the other side of on the new town that we call, which was the first serious town that we built, not the money-making one, just the one that it's across the highway. And I still liked like all very bushy, and I think we still have a few areas like that, but I think this made a little bit more sense having just some trees scattered around here and making sure that this all looks nice and we have a better entertainment area. I'm also adding this connection on the other road there, so the pedestrians can have a way to access the other side, and this might help us with generating a little bit more money. As you can see, as soon as I put the road, there was a lot of people just getting there. So yeah, I think that was mainly because I bulldozed that building, but yeah, anyway. Traffic is flowing. I think we still have a few issues, but we'll get to that later on. And now I'm using the new tools here for the intersection marking tool, which is leading us towards the end of the episode. I think that I'll do one more change before we finish, because I saw that and I thought, oh well, I might as well do this. So we are doing those markings in here as we always do. And what I like this time is that we saved a lot of time just using the copy and paste feature from the intersection marking tool. And like, if you haven't used that yet, you should have a try. That is fantastic. And I really suggest that you do it, and that you at least take a look and see if that's worth your time, because for me it certainly is. As you can see, we're taking our time here doing all these lines, making sure that we have all the fillers and all is properly set up. And then what I'll do, I'll just copy and paste on the other side. There we go, paste, and we are almost done because I pasted in the wrong place there. There we go. And for the other ones, we will have to actually do manually because the type of the road is different. But then again, it's the same process. So yeah, just let's take a quick look here at this other intersection. I'm just making sure that we have all the proper connections in there, and I just love how this looks when this is done. This really adds a lot to the city, and I'm quite happy with the results. And as always, finishing with the filler there, and pretty happy with the result. And again, copy and paste over there, just switch that around. There we go, as easy as that, and we are done. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed the process of creating a new interchange and everything that goes into it. And let me know in the comments if you have any opinions or suggestions. Also, don't forget to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.